Hello everybody, so nice to see all of you again. So in today's lesson we are going to continue with probabilities and we are going to discuss the lists of possible outcomes. Now just a reminder, probability or chance can be defined as the ratio of the number of favorable outcomes to the total number of outcomes of an event. Now, you still remember ratio, right? And if you don't, just go back to the previous lesson when we discussed ratios, and then this will make so much more sense. Right, so probability or chance can be defined as the ratio of the number of favorable outcomes to the total number of outcomes of an event. Now, a trial with a clearly defined outcome is an event. The total number of outcomes of a random experiment is called an event. Now, just a reminder, outcomes are the result of a trial. All possible results of an event are known as the outcome of that event. The reason for this is just if you haven't done this for a while and you just want to refresh your memory, it's so nice to come back to this and then you say, oh yes, now I remember. Okay, now to summarize. The difference between an outcome and an event is the total number of outcomes, whereas an outcome is the result of an event. Okay. Let's look at this example. Just think of in the example 1 in the lesson where we've done the experiments. Remember, we rolled the dice and we wrote all the possible outcomes down. So the outcome will then be all the possible results of the event. How many times the dice landed on 1, on 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Now, probability is then the probability of getting the desired number while rolling the die. Now, how do we work that out? This is our formula. The probability of the event is the number of favorable outcomes to get the desired number, the number that we were looking for, over the total number of possible outcomes. So remember I said to you in the previous slides, it is the ratio, the number of favorable outcomes to the total number of outcomes. Another way to do this is to use the formula, the number of favorable outcomes to get the desired number divided by the total number of possible outcomes. Okay, so if we still think of example 1, if P stands for probability, then if we say P, the probability of having the outcome on an even number. So there's our formula, the number of favorable outcomes over the number of possible outcomes. So remember we said if you roll the dice, even number would be 2, 4, or 6. So it will be 3 over 6, which is a half. So the probability of getting an outcome where x is even is then a half. Similarly, if we say the probability that x is uneven is then again, 3 over 6, which is a half. But the probability of throwing a 5 is 1 over 6 possible outcomes. Right? So let's do more of this, and in the end, I'm sure you will understand this. So if we continue still on that example, now we can play around. We can say, what is the probability that x is greater than 4? Okay. Then there are 2 outcomes, right? It can either be 5 or 6. So we will then say the probability of x greater than 4 is 2 over 6, and that is a third. Now, can you remember the second experiment And the beauty is, if you don't, then you just go back to the first lesson in probability. Just refresh your memory, and then this will make a lot of sense. Okay, that was the one when we tossed the coin 58 times. Now, in example 2, if the event is getting heads, then we write probability of getting heads will be 1 over 2, and the probability of getting tails will be 1 over 2. Okay. And then the third example, the third experiment. We say, what is the probability of landing on black? Now, I just want to refresh your memory on that one. Remember, that was the spinner. And we spun, it was spun 30 times. So it landed 5 times on black. So now we say the probability of landing on black is 5 over 30, and that is 1 over 6. Now let's think. If we look at that one again, look at the blue. So what's the probability then for landing, probability of landing on blue? Correct. That will be 6. So it will be 6 over 30, and that will be 1 over 5. Okay, right. Now, if we continue with our argument around probability, so when we toss a coin, there's different ways of saying the same thing. This is what I'm trying to do in this case. When tossing a coin, there are 2 equal possible outcomes. We know that by now, right? Heads or tails. So we express this by saying that the chance of getting tails is 50-50. Half-half, right? We sometimes express this chance as a ratio 50-50. We can also do it like we've just done in the previous slide. Can you remember that? We can also say it's as a fraction of a half. We can do it as a decimal, 0.5. And we can do it as a percentage. There's a 50% chance that if you toss a coin that you will get heads, and a 50% chance to get tails. Okay, right. Now, if an experiment or an event will definitely happen, we say the event is certain to happen. So now just look at this. When rolling a 6-sided dice, then the event, the outcome that will land on one of those 6 numbers will definitely happen, right? So if you throw the dice, it's not going to land on anything else but on a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. So we say that event will definitely happen, as it is certain or sure. So the probability of this event is equal to the number of outcomes in the event over the number of possible outcomes. So it will definitely happen, so that is 6 over 6. So the probability of this event, that this event will have an outcome and it's certain to happen, is 1. So that is when we say the probability of the certain event is 1. But now, what is the probability of an event throwing an 8? Just think about that. I can see you laughing, right? The probability of an event throwing 8 is 0. So it is 0 over 6. So the probability of throwing an 8 is impossible. It is 0. So this is important. Okay? The probability of all events will therefore be numbers between 0 and 1 inclusive of 1. So it will either definitely happen, or it is an impossible event, or in between. Right. Okay, now it's your turn. A jar contains 5 red, 4 green, 11 blue, and 2 yellow marbles. So if a single marble is chosen randomly from the jar, what is the probability of choosing a red marble, a green marble, a blue marble, and a yellow marble? So I want you to pause and do this, and then check your answer on the next slide. Right. So how did you guys do? The possibility of choosing red, remember, the number of ways to choose red over a total number of marbles in the jar. So now if we add that up, we say 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 11 is 20, so we've got total of 22, right? So the chance to draw a red marble will be 5 over 22. Similarly, to choose a green one will be then, yes, 4 over 22, blue will be 11 over 22, and yellow will be 2 over 22. So you are most likely to choose a blue marble than any other color, and least likely to choose a yellow marble. So the outcome in this experiment will then obviously not be equal, because there are more blue marbles, the least number of yellow marbles. So it's not, you haven't got an equal chance to draw the colors. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.